Hello doll fans and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. Today I have a bit of a different video for you, slightly negative video. I thought I would talk about my least favourite Barbie dolls of all time. Now, this is my opinion. These are the Barbie dolls that have come out and I've just thought, these are horrible. These are horrific. Who would buy these? Again, remember this is my opinion. If you have Barbie dolls that you really didn't like, which you want to share, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video if I agree with you. Also, a lot of these Barbies are modern Barbies, like current Barbies, because as we all know, I feel like we can agree, modern Barbie just isn't at the caliber of, you know, the 90s and the noughties. Barbie was much higher quality back then. Nowadays, she's... Although we have seen a lot of positive change, like the Barbie Rewind dolls, and the Barbie Style dolls, and the Barbie Look dolls, and the Barbie Extra dolls, that there are a lot of nice Barbies coming out, to be fair. Credit where credit is due. But anyway, these are my least favourite / worst Barbies, in my opinion. Okay, here is the first one I had to talk about. Every time I see this doll in the shops, I'm just like, who is buying her? Who is buying this doll? First of all, the colours are gross. They're just way too bright. They're not very harmonious. These beads that have been painted on look terrible. I miss the days of like pastel colours for Barbie, you know what I mean? Like soft, beautiful, pretty colours. Obviously the other reason why I hate this doll is because none of the clothes are removable. It's all just plastic moulded on rubbish, it's garbage. And this is like a bubble fairy doll for the Dreamtopia line, I believe. Barbie has made bubble fairy dolls before, and they've been much better than this, so it's not impossible. And also her hair looks cheap. It's just not a nice doll. Not a nice doll. Okay, obviously I couldn't do a worst Barbies video without talking about the colour reveal dolls. It took me a while to kind of decide which specific colour reveal lines I think are the worst, but I think this has to be one of them. I don't hate the jewel tones, the jewel tone theming, but this was one of the first lines to give us like clip-in ponytails, which just looks cheap and awful. I can't decide if I think they're worse than the clip-on wigs. Those are ugly as well. But these dolls are just so cheap, and considering they cost £20 normally for this, I mean, it's just plastic tat. It's terrible. Okay, this is Barbie from Barbie and the Secret Door. I just find this doll incredibly uninspired. The colour scheme is like so garish. It's like this in the movie as well. I actually found that movie really hard to watch because the colours were so bright. It was actually like making me feel a bit sick. And this doll is similar. The colours are so bright. She's got like really ugly plastic sewn on flowers on her dress. It looks kind of psychedelic, but not in a fun way. She lights up. That's kind of fun, I guess. But if you don't really care about those kind of features and just want a fun plaything, this doll is pretty basic. She also has a big like plastic skirt underneath the actual skirt. And if I remember correctly, the pattern on the skirt doesn't follow through to the back. And I hate that. I hate that. So yeah, and the hair's cheap. It's just not a great doll. Okay, this is the Careers line Ice Skater. The reason why I don't like this one is all the other Career line dolls have removable clothes, but for some reason, the Ice Skater has a painted on top. Why? For why? I don't understand. Why would they do that? And it looks horrible. They've kind of covered it in like little bumps, which I think is meant to look like a kind of design or like beading or something, but it just looks like she's got lumps on her, and I just don't like it. And the hair's cheap, of course. Okay, the Dreamtopia mermaids. I think you know what I'm gonna say. I think you know what I'm gonna say. Plastic molded on fashions, cheap hair, really bright over-the-top colors. This just looks cheap. This just looks so cheap. This one in particular is pretty bad. Some of the others have slightly more harmonious colors. No. Okay, the Mermaidia mermaids, the kind of basic dolls. I'll give you 1 second to try and guess why I don't like this doll. It's the mermaid tail. Looks so weird. It's like really short and stumpy and really flat. It's weird because the mermaid dolls that came out just before this one were really nice. And then Barbie came out with this one, I think in about 2005. And for some reason they gave this doll like a little stumpy tail. And it just looks terrible. It looks awful. Okay, this is a Happy Birthday to You Barbie doll. And the reason why I had to put this one on the list is because I bought this doll in, I think, about 2008, maybe 2007. And this was the first Barbie I ever got to have the cheap, hard plastic, unarticulated legs. And I remember getting her out of the box and just being like, what is this? What is this? And the outfit was kind of cheap, the material was cheap, and I was very disappointed with the quality of the legs and the lack of articulation, so that's why she's on the list. Okay, I put 2 holiday Barbies on this list. They're on this list not because they're necessarily bad dolls, but because I think the designs are kind of awful. This one was actually designed by Bob Mackie. Bob Mackie designed 2 holiday Barbies, both of them I don't really like, but this one I especially don't like. I don't really understand what the concept is. The jagged edges look horrible. The weird kind of like webbed star that comes out, very odd. The sash is odd. The hair quality is nice. The doll itself is nice. But the dress is just very confused. Okay, and I also put this doll on the list. Another one of the holiday Barbies. I think this one is from like 2015? 15 or 14? It's just a big no. It's just a big no for me. The quality of the fabric is non-existent. It's just cheap. It feels like I have this doll. It feels like it's made out of wrapping paper. And I just think that's really disappointing. Considering these dolls normally retail for like 50 quid, you'd expect better. The doll itself isn't too bad, although the hair is cheap, very cheap. This picture makes it look nice. It's not nice, it's horrible, the hair on this doll. Very frizzy. Okay, all of the Playline, like the water play Barbies in swimsuits, these used to be some of my favorite dolls back in the 90s. Now the swimsuit dolls are horrible. Obviously the swimsuit is just painted on. And this one here is especially bad. The design they've painted on here with the spots and the stripes and the bow, awful. It looks terrible. Okay, this Halloween Barbie, I find it very sad that they don't make Halloween Barbies anymore. They haven't made one since about 2018, I don't think. This was one of the very last ones. I own this doll. There are just so many things that are quite disappointing about it. Number one, all of the designs don't carry on into the back of the dress. The back of the dress is just one flat purple panel, which is very sad. And the corseting is just printed on. I don't like that. The hair quality was really bad. She's meant to be kind of like cat themed, but I think they kind of like didn't really fully commit to the cat theming. She's just got cats on her dress and cat ears. I wish she'd been like, you know, had a tail and stuff. That would have been cool. Okay, this is the Fairy Secret Barbie. Fairy Secret Barbie from the Fairy Secret film. I just don't like this doll because I think the color scheme is really garish. The dress extends and like gets shorter, but like the excess material gets like sucked up into her body. It's very weird. And the mechanism is very visible. And it looks really odd. It looks like she's been sliced in half, the doll. You can't really see it in this promotional image, but yeah, it looks bad. And when you fold the wings down and extend the dress looks so ugly. Okay, we have more we have more color reveal dolls. These ones I think are especially bad because they don't have any brushable hair. The first time ever Barbie in my knowledge, has completely plastic molded hair, which is just a travesty, in my opinion. Again, they've got painted on swimsuits. I don't mind the little kimonos they come with, they're quite cute. But other than that, these dolls are a no. And they're very gimmicky, the colour reveal dolls. Like, once you've revealed the colour, there's nothing much else to do with them because they're such cheap, horrible dolls. Another Dreamtopia doll. I just hate the Dreamtopia line, apparently. This one, again, the colours are horrible. I think she lights up, but she's got loads of horrible cutouts on the top half of her painted on dress where the light shines through when she lights up, and it just looks really ugly and disconcerting, and the skirt is cheap, the material is cheap, the hair is cheap, everything's awful, so there you go. Another Dreamtopia doll, Sweetville Princess. Again, I think the colour scheme is horrible. I think the drawings on the dress look really cheap. It looks like, again, cheap wrapping paper. And this one's similar to the Secret Door doll, in that it's very gimmicky. It lights up, but you can't really play with her because the articulation is so bad. This Chelsea doll, I don't know why, I just don't like it. The Chelsea doll in the train looks really cheap, and the packaging looks really cheap as well. It just looks like a kind of preschool toy instead of the glamorous Barbie we've come to know and love. Last but not least, this American Idol Barbie. Her outfit is really bad. I hate the fact that it's kind of like a tacky tie-in doll. And the body is weird. I don't know what they've done. She's got like really elongated legs, really elongated arms. She looks like Slender Man, and I don't like it. No. Okay, there we go, doll fans. I spoke about some of my least favorite / worst Barbies. What do you think? Do you agree with my list? Let me know if there's any dolls you think, any Barbie dolls you think I should add to this list. I might make a Bratz one as well. We'll see. Let me know if you want a follow-up video. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and check me out on Instagram to see more of my doll collection. And I will see you real soon, doll fans. Bye!